You're listening to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City. We're broadcasting live from BBW Well Rounded 2013. We're at the vendor fair floor, and occasionally we get surprise guests, like people who aren't actually vendors. We have with us Annette, who is, like, I want to be Annette when I grow up. I'm just saying.
You better start eating sticks of butter.
That's good.
So Annette is a staple here at the Bash. I've never been to one where she hasn't been, because she's with a very large group of people who come all together. But you want to talk
Every
about...
chance we get. As
Oh, that was a double entendre right there. That was awesome. Tell us about you and where you're from and what you do.
Well, I'm in San Diego. It's where by way of the Midwest, and I tunneled out.
Tunneled out.
Tunneled out of the ice and snow.
I did the same thing.
Until I hit the ocean, and then I had to stop going. And I settled out in San Diego about a dozen years ago, and I've been loving life ever since.
And what do you do in San Diego?
Well, what do I do for...
Yes,
what do you
tell us. What do you tell us what you do?
What I do for fun is way more interesting than what I do to keep my bills paid. I am the current sitting vice president for San Diego's Club X, which is the largest pansexual BDSM club in town. So,
and it's not like here we are they still shut down? Power Exchange?
I don't know. I don't know.
We had a Power Exchange. There's an actual physical club, but Club X is not a physical club. It's a social club.
We're a social club, and we have parties, but we do them at a couple of different venues, and there are rules in place so that we can stay on the right side of the vice laws and such things. We don't try to do anything antagonistic, and we actually have people who are ambassadors who talk to the local vice police and make sure that we're in compliance and that everybody's getting along.
Explain to people, because some may not know out there, what pansexual is.
Well, I'll explain pansexual, and then I'll
explain the whole
little thing on the whole BDSM thing, because it's not what Hollywood likes to show people at all. But pansexual is all sexual, straight, gay, bi, tri,
whatever
anything
makes you
sexual.
happy.
Right.
Okay.
Up, down, and everything in between.
Some people don't want to make a decision, and they shouldn't have to.
No,
right?
they shouldn't.
You're
right.
Life's a buffet. Why stop at the Why stop at the iceberg lettuce when there's 50 more feet of things to try?
Oh, I like this.
That's right up your alley, you dirty whore.
It is. Dirty hoe right here.
I'm in the right place. That's awesome.
So you're going to go into...
So a lot of people's exposure to BDSM or DS or sadomasochism, SM and stuff is what Hollywood feeds them, which is really odd things like just getting a bullwhip and beating the shit out of somebody with no warm-up, usually no consent, lots of weirdly specific and really excessive kind of force, yes,
right.
and impact. And while those things do in some cases go on, I actually sort of liken it to my best explanation, I think, is about like an erotic spanking.
Okay.
And people will like, how can that possibly feel good? But
our girl right here.
We've got some voices of experience.
Yeah,
on the panel.
this one right here.
That's how Silent Mike wakes me up every morning. He spanks my butt. It's gentle at first, and then it gets a little harder because my ass won't get up out of bed. But that's how he gets me up every morning.
And I bet it works. I bet you
And
stay
this
in bed
girl-
longer.
this
Some days
girl
just
just-
more of a
We
spanking,
invented a
don't you?
sexual position called the spank-a-diddle-do. Just, it's fabulous.
I
I'm
wish we
just
had a
saying.
flat surface here so you could show me.
It requires two people, actually. So
Again, we'd like you to show us.
there's a minor in the room, guys. You gotta
okay.
I can't be all flopping that out, you know.
We don't want to scare the children.
Do you have a lot of new visitors to the club? Like,
Well, I do a series of 101 workshops. I do a workshop a month, and we pick one aspect of things and break it down so that people can see what it is and how it's done, and that there are safe and unsafe ways to do pretty much anything, including sharpening a pencil. So, we try to break it down as far as we can and show them that these are the aspects of it. These are the pieces that go into it, mostly, but safety and consent, and negotiation, and making sure there are no surprises.
Contract.
Yeah, contract. Because you do not want is to damage somebody.
right.
At all. Couple of
the only thing I know
little
about
love bites in the morning are one thing, right? But a trip to the emergency room is going to ruin everybody's weekend. So you really want to stay away from any of that.
safe words. I know about safe words. That's about as much as I know. Safe
Excellent.
words.
What do you know about safe words?
I just know that you have to have a safe word when you're in that situation.
It has to be something
and
you wouldn't say.
normally, right? Like
blueberry pancakes,
yeah, peanut butter,
Platypus.
guacamole.
So yeah. Well, we're fat chicks. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's got to be food related. We're fat chicks.
Guacamole. Ooh, kinky.
Exactly.
I think mine would be release me now or I will cut off your dick and feed it to the dogs. I think that would be my
that's not a
release.
safe word.
That's not a safe word. That's something you might say in the course of the action. So
Right.
it has to be something
You got
different.
things like
Depending on what you're playing.
like your standard stop sign kind of stuff. Yellow means slow down, I need
Right.
to talk to you. Red means this is over. Done, done, done. Stop what you're doing right now. Or I will cut your dick off and shove it down your throat. And not the fun way.
That's
either.
at the
No.
bottom of the contract. When I say the
Right,
safe
right.
word, if it doesn't happen, your dick's getting cut off and put down your
You
throat.
get 2.2 milliseconds to finish.
Exactly.
That's fun.
If that.
So I want to ask you a question. I have a movie that I just adore. And I get
The
mixed,
secretary?
Yes, I get mixed
I love
reviews. I think it's the most. I think it's one of the most accurate portrayals of the confused love that can sometimes happen or developing in something like
My
that.
only issue with that is that she starts off so damaged.
But he heals her through this.
Right, and it can be a very nurturing,
Yes.
amazing, healing sort of journey.
She does start off pretty damaged, but what I think is great is that she starts off damaged, and through the beatings, she gets better.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of.
I can see why there are mixed reviews.
I'm not a doctor or a psychologist or any of that, so please don't take this as any kind of sound advice and then come and say I said. But there are this people who have issues like the woman in that movie where she's cutting and doing self-harm and stuff. A lot of times it's the psychological push behind that is for a release because people can't. They disassociate their bodies from their psyches, and that cutting or that release, it's not necessarily for the pain, but for like the release of the energy and that
It's
sort
like
of-
Yeah,
some people use a
exactly, yeah.
punching bag, some people go running, some people ride a bike, some people eat, some people cut.
Yeah, and I've
and
talked to
so-
cutters, and they say like when the blood releases, it's like spilling their souls, like it's releasing
And
that
there's
tension and stuff.
there are people who are very practiced and have somebody that they trust very much and have negotiated this very carefully and have been very open and very honest about what they're getting at, can find that release through someone else helping them get to that space. And,
Right.
it's not just about the shocking pain, but it's about the buildup of endorphin and reconnecting the psyche to the body. And it can be very nurturing, and it is in The Secretary, and I don't think that a lot of people understand that. Also,
The dynamic.
yeah, that
And
trust and everything that's built between them is really key.
And James Spader is so hot.
He is hot.
Oh my god.
Now you guys can make me go watch this movie.
I have 2 or 3
It's-
copies.
All right,
I
I'll
think a
come
couple of
over.
them are worn out though.
I'll
so-
come over and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
So if someone wants to maybe get involved in San Diego, how do they get in touch with you, Annette?
Clubxsd.org.
Clubxsd.org.
Yeah, clubxsd for San Diego.org.
All right.
We're online. You can just email info@clubxsd.org and we'll get in touch with you.
That's cool.
Very good. Let's go to San Diego and visit.
Okay.
Rock out.
Okay, we can do that. We can do that.
Pool weather for another 6 weeks. We're all good.
All right. Well, thank you,
Well,
Annette.
thank you for having me, ladies.
Thank you for sneaking in here. We like that.
It's been scintillating. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City at Well-Rounded BBW 2013. We will be back.